She opened her eyes and saw a park. There was a woman sitting next to her, on her right, in a lab coat. She seemed at once out of place and very, very real. She was confused. I don't remember this. It's really pretty, though. You were here when you were 15, the woman in the lab coat said. Oh, she looked around. There were a dozen or so trees, heavy with cream and pink blossom, and the sky was a faultless blue. Why am I here? She finally said. The woman in the lab coat smiled, with the tender smirk of someone who'd done this hundreds of times before. We're here because this is a new memory we want to instill. Is it this one? No, we're just here because it's a neutral place for you. You enjoy it, but there's no emotional attachment here. Now the woman in the lab coat looked around, a tendril of loose hair from her ponytail catching the breeze. It's interesting. Most of the time people choose beaches. The park is new. I guess. Can I see the memory now? Oh, of course. A figure came forward. It was another woman, dressed in a suit. A black pinstripe one. It clung to her, perfectly tailored, showing everything and nothing. Her hair was down and black. She smiled, a perfect bow off her lips, but long bow, not Cupid. Hello, Mary, she said to the woman who couldn't remember. Is that my name? The words tumbled out of her. Yes, I can help you remember if you like. She bent forward from her waist, as if for a kiss. Then she flickered and was gone. The loss felt palpable. It's a 1 minute preview, I'm afraid, the woman in the lab coat said. That's all you get. A preview? How long is the memory? 2.5 years so far. Still going? Yes. Whoa. So, what memory would you like to remove? Wait, please, I need a minute. Of course. The woman in the lab coat sounded amused. Take all the time you need. She carefully ruffled through what memories she had. Her first was a beach, and why that didn't appear as neutral ground. She'd stood in a razor clamshell when she was 3. It was a clean cut, sharp. She remembered trying to pull away clumsily and how the blood spilled like smoke into the sea. Then the salt water hit her with a wave of pain, and her mother came and scooped her up, murmuring soothing sounds as the blood dripped hot off her toes. She didn't know what to think of her mother. She couldn't remember anything else of her. That was why she couldn't lose it. She went to another memory, her 5th. She was at a cloakroom at school, and she was 14. There was a boy with her, and he kissed her. It was her first. She didn't like it. It was slimy, and she felt awkward, and she pulled away in shame. She cringed at the memory, but she also felt it defined her, so she refused that too. She went through each one, dismissing and redismissing, until one finally lingered. It was a guy, her boyfriend. He was kind, more kind than she deserved, she felt. She loved him more than time. But she had met someone else and fallen for him, and she was just about to tell him. He looked right at her. His eyes were multicoloured and like mood rings, and in just a few moments she knew she was going to break his heart. And it wasn't his fault, or hers. There was just a core incompatibility. I think it was a clinical way to describe it, but truth never cares. I don't want him to know. Do you think we can do it without him finding out? She wasn't sure she'd spoken, until the woman in the lab coat replied. You only get 15 memories, remember? It's likely he would have chosen to forget you already. The woman who didn't remember closed her eyes. The sense of the park was still there. The breeze was strong. So was the woman in the suit, the one who'd caused her throat to go dry. Even though she'd long flickered away, she could still see her eyes, not brown, the colour of the earth under the grass. There was a lot of potential to gain here, she knew. The rolling in her guts told her as much as any memory would. And the only price she would even consider was losing Ash. It would be simple, she told herself. Let the woman in the lab coat do what she needed. Press a button, wave a magic wand, and it would be like it never existed. It would be simple. But it wasn't. Ash defined her. As much as the blood, as a kiss, as a roller coaster, as the clothes she wore and the food she liked and the language she spoke. To forget him would be forgetting how she found her identity, a label that told her how and who she loved. It was more than their relationship. It was the guilt from its loss, and using that to appreciate the present even more, even if she would never re-experience it through her memory again. Here in the park, with her eyes closed, she saw the memories as stars in the night, picking out a constellation that guided her life. They all did the same in their own way. It was a price she realised she set to live well, and the alternative was a price she couldn't pay. She opened her eyes. I can't lose any, she told the woman in the lab coat. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose something good. But you can understand, right? You can see why? The woman in the lab coat only smiled, like a bow, though long or cupid she couldn't tell. She reached behind her, flicked a switch that the woman hadn't seen. The world went black.